Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in today, and I have a special video for you. I have a 1/18th scale Aventador SVJ by Autoart. And so this is a very lovely model, and it has opening features, nice carpet details, and a bunch of carbon fiber that I'll show you guys in a bit. But overall it's finished in this very stunning yellow color. It's very close to the yellow on the Aventador 50th anniversary. And that is actually one of my favorite colors of all time on Lamborghinis. So I absolutely had to have this one. And I would say it's a little bit brighter, or not necessarily brighter, but it's a little bit different because it has a bit of a gold metallic flake in there. As you can see, the paint on the 50th anniversary Aventador is a bit more of a flat color. While as you can see, this one does have some metallic flake in the paint of it. So overall, it's got that yellow paint. It's got the black wheels and as well as black interior finished with yellow piping. So let's kind of get into some of the details on this particular vehicle. So up here in the front, obviously we have those signature Y-shaped headlights that are found on all Aventador models. As you can see, the detail on there is actually pretty nice. There's the daytime running lights, and they have those 7 little dots inside of there in the headlights themselves, and they absolutely look incredible on this model. Down here on the lower splitter, we do have some carbon fiber. I will say Autoart carbon fiber is very hard to see. It's very dark, but when you get up close and personal to it, it looks really nice. As you can see, my desk is also carbon fiber, so that kind of blends in well. I think this splitter down here, though, is just black, gloss black, so that is kind of a bummer, but that's all right. So moving up closer to the front, you can see some of the details down there, and looks like there is a ALA badge right there in the front, so that is a cool little sticker. I'm just now noticing that on this model. There's a bunch of side vents. As you can see, the SVJ has a very complex front bumper, so there's a lot of things to take in up here. One thing to note is that there's some nostrils up here that kind of provide some downforce to this particular car. So yeah, it looks really nice. Obviously, the Lamborghini badge itself, very nicely detailed, and it's actually a badge, not just a sticker, so you love to see those details. So like I said earlier, this is a fully opening model, so let me go ahead and try to open up this hood. So there we go. So what I really like about these Autoart models, and I'm sure as most of you guys know, that they use really nice hinges up here, and as you can see, the detail on that is absolutely exquisite. Under the hood as well, you can see kind of the little, I don't know what you would call them, the indentations that a regular hood would have, and this one has as well. Obviously carpet in the trunk, or the frunk I should say, so obviously there's some really good stuff going on under there, so big fan of that. And let's check this out. As you can see, the hood kind of like pivots forward, so when you move it back, it'll just slide back into place. Another feature to note is there is carbon fiber right here up in the front, and it looks pretty good. The windshield wiper details themselves look pretty good. Nothing really to write home about there. So we'll move forward and come down to the side. There's a little turn signal indicator over here that looks fine. The Lamborghini badge is up by here on the wheels, and these are center wheel lock. So it's just one nut, not 5 lug nuts. I will say the brake discs themselves, they are kind of boring. They're like kind of a flat gray. There's no real shine to them at all, so that's kind of a bummer, but they look just fine. Black brake calipers as well with the Lamborghini script going down them, so that looks pretty good. Following through on the lower side of the car, this side skirt is finished in carbon fiber. As you can see, it looks pretty good. And so are these mirror caps as well, so those look absolutely incredible. Obviously SVJ, so you have a huge air intake that you can kind of see. There is a radiator behind there, and there's some nice mesh grills that go on top of those, so that looks absolutely incredible. Over here we have this black little detail with the tricolore flag right there, And there's another badge that there, I believe, says Aventador SVJ. So, you know, the side of this car looks really incredible, and more to see as you keep moving down. This side air intake as well is also finished in carbon fiber, and it looks absolutely incredible. The wheels, same as the front, so I won't really go into too much detail there. But if you can see over here on this side, there is another air vent with some mesh down there, so that's a really nice detail. Looks like that's finished in carbon fiber around this side as well. So looks really nice. Moving towards the back side of the car, a lot to take in here, as you can see, just a lot going on. So we'll start up here with the wing. Obviously it's finished in carbon fiber with another ALA badge up on the wing itself. Look at these tail lights, if I can show them a little bit better. You know, nothing really to see. Aventador taillights are kind of, you know, they're cool, but on these models, you can't really see all the detail. They kind of have like a Y-shaped, you know, design that go through and point that way. So that looks pretty cool. Obviously, huge radiator back here, and that looks absolutely incredible. It's on both sides. The mesh grills in the back around the exhaust look super good. The exhaust pipes themselves, I feel like on the real car they have a little bit more detail, but I could be wrong. But that is one thing to note. Obviously, massive carbon fiber diffuser down here on the rear end of the car. Just a lot to see over here. Okay, so another thing to note up here at the top is we have a nice little window of that V12 engine. As you can see, the V12 badge right there, and luckily this whole entire thing comes off. So really all you have to do is just lift it up, and well, it is kind of tough to do with one hand, I must admit. So let me get my little tool. We'll just, don't want to drop this thing, because I bet it's going to be almost impossible to find one if you lose it. So coming back here, obviously the V12 Lamborghini engine is absolutely incredible. It's got some gold details on the top of it, carbon fiber running up through the center. Obviously this is just, there's a lot to take in here. The strut braces that go across the engine are also finished in carbon fiber. Obviously these air intakes, all the tubes and the detail work that went into this looks really, really good. The suspension details, as you can see, there's some shocks, just looks absolutely incredible. Down there we can kind of see some of the, I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, to be honest, down there, but there's just a lot of detail to take in. So I'll just give you guys another look at it like that. So looks really good. There's some silver back here, which is kind of like a firewall, I believe, and there's a little window that looks into the cabin, so that looks really nice. But yeah, I won't keep droning on about the rear engine bay. We'll go ahead and put that back on. But one more thing to note, this engine cover itself does have some really nice mesh details on it. As you can see, that center piece right there looks really nice. So we'll go ahead and throw that back on. And I feel like on camera, this car looks super bright. And it is about this bright, but maybe just a touch of a shade darker. But that's just the lighting in here now. So just imagine it just a little bit less yellow. But obviously it's a very yellow car. I forgot to mention, obviously, the SVJ badging on the side of it's a nice decal, and the J on there is in red, so that's standard for all SVJ models, I believe, besides the 63 edition, which I believe have that in gold. So yeah, let's go ahead and open up the interior of this model, and I'm just going to try my best, because these Autoart models, they're kind of scary to open up the doors, I must say. So if you have this model, or if you're thinking about getting it, the way you open up the doors is there's this little hinge right there, and all you have to do is just kind of slide it forward. So like I like to do, so as you can see, it slides, but I usually like to hold on to the roof of the car and then slide my thumb back, just so you know, you kind of have some pressure, but you're not going to really break anything. Just be very careful with them. They're very fragile, obviously. And this is a pretty expensive model now. I didn't even get into the price yet, but I think these are I mean, I would assume you could probably still pick one up for maybe $225. But I've seen people trying to ask like $300+ for these models now. I wouldn't recommend paying that much for it, but you know, if you absolutely must have it, you know, I paid $250 for this particular model when it first came out. And it was a really expensive model, obviously. This is my first Autoart. So yeah, it was very expensive, but I'll kind of get into some of those details later. Let's keep moving on with the interior of this vehicle, and then I'll kind of talk about my overall opinion. So as you can see down here on the floor mats, that's kind of the first thing my eyes went to, is there's these Y-shaped, you know, details on the floor mats, and they look just absolutely incredible. Let's see if we can get a bit of a zoom on there. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, just a really nice interior. Yellow piping all over that. It, you know, it leads to the front of the seats, as you can see. Just hold on, let me try to get a better view of this. The doors, you know, it makes it very hard to kind of take a video of. So let's see if I can show you guys this a little bit better. And it's not doing great, but there's some carbon fiber around the top of the dashboard. I think if you can make that out. Oh, I'm telling you, this is tough. Yeah, but I'll just kind of show you what I can see through this camera. You know, carbon fiber on top of the dashboard. There is carbon fiber on the center console, and I know it's really hard to see, but you'll just have to take my word for it. And just honestly, a pretty decent looking interior. Nothing really too special going on in here. Just a pretty standard Aventador interior, just with some nice cool accents on the seats and stuff. But yeah, besides that, really not too much else going on in there. I won't spend too much more time droning on because it is hard to see. So here's how the model looks sitting with the doors up. Obviously it looks super good. I mean, look at that thing. Just stands out, you know, between all the other Ferraris I have. As you can see, you know, if you're used to a yellow Ferrari, this is a very bright model. So that is one thing to note. It's just very bright. But yeah, just getting on to my overall opinions on it. So I think this model out of 10, I would have to give it at least a 9.5. You know, it's obviously not as good as the Pagani Zonda R. That's not what you're paying for here. That's like $1,000 model now. But for $250, this is a very incredible model. And if you're a fan of the Aventador, this is an absolute must-have. You know, there's a bunch of, I wouldn't say a bunch. I think there's about 2 or 3 other manufacturers of this particular model. I know GT Spirit came out with a 63 edition, and I think they made a purple one. And then obviously you have the MRs and the BBRs, but this is a really nice in between those models, because it is fully opening, unlike the GT Spirits and the MRs and BBRs out there. But you know, it's like it sits right in between those prices too, so it's still pretty expensive, but you are kind of paying for, you know, what you're getting over here. So yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 9.5, which is a super high score on this channel so far, because I haven't really done too many other reviews on really nice models yet, but this is one of them. So just overall, you know, I would strongly recommend it if you really want this model. I think the purple one and the blue Glauco look absolutely incredible. I know there's a few other colors out there, but I think this yellow one and, like I said, the other 2 colors I just mentioned will be the 2 colors that people might go after the most. It's still yet to be determined if we are going to get an Autoart 63 edition. I highly doubt it. But, you know, this one itself is just absolutely incredible. So I'm sorry you guys listened to me drone on for about 14 minutes now, but I just really love this model. So I hope you guys did too. And if you did and enjoyed this video, please drop a big thumbs up. I'll be posting a lot more videos like this in the coming future, so stay tuned, and thank you guys. Have a nice day.